and gentlemen, welcome to Granted Radio. We're here with Johnny Oskam, and I'm, of course, am Alex Ellisbrew, joined by
Emo Aladdin
and Hazem Aladdin.
And we are so happy that you could join us
indeed.
Tonight. Or today, whenever you're listening to this.
Thanks for having me. Talented Johnny.
So Johnny, why don't you give us a quick introduction of yourself? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where were you born?
When?
Where
was I born? Oh,
like was it in a house or a
way back when?
Bathtub somewhere.
I was born in like Newport Beach, I think.
Right around here.
Yeah, right around here. And then my family moved to Reno, Nevada for a while.
Cool.
And then we moved back down to Southern California when I was like 7, 8.
Okay.
So I've been in like San Clemente since I was a kid.
Very cool.
Interesting bunch down there.
Well, yeah. Everyone assumes that you're a surfer if
Right.
you're from San Clemente, but it's not. It's not true.
You got the hair for it, though.
Yeah, I know. I do have the hair for it.
Have you ever surfed?
I have. It's fun. I'm just terrible at it.
Okay, so if you're walking off the beach with a surfboard in your hand and you got that hair, I think it's fair if people think you're a surfer.
Yeah, but I haven't walked off the beach with a surfboard in hand in I don't know how long.
All right.
6 hours at least.
But I believe it's the last beach city we have.
San Clemente?
Yeah. It like really feels like a beach city.
It really is a beach city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With $1 million houses.
Yeah.
Or more.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
But it's a beautiful, beautiful city.
It is. I'm grateful to live there, man. It's super nice. But yeah.
Move or is that your permanent place of residence? You see yourself being there?
I see myself moving. I don't know where to. I mean, it's really expensive to live in Southern California. So
it is.
I don't know when I want to have a family and buy a house. Who knows where I'm gonna end up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I can afford the $1 million houses in San Clemente. You know.
I think the trick is you just rent an apartment with like 5 or 6 other people. Share a bedroom.
Yeah.
Then it's affordable.
Yeah.
Share a bedroom.
Yeah.
But you don't want to leave California, right? I mean, the weather.
I'd be open to leaving California, honestly, just because it's like, I don't know. I've been to other parts of the country, and some of them are really nice, and the people are nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like in California, there's this thing where like everyone's comparing each other to each other.
Yeah.
And like there's this this status thing going on
It's
where
very
like everyone's
narcissistic.
trying to prove their status to each other.
Yeah.
It's very weird, man. Like when you go anywhere else, it's not like that. You know?
Maybe DC, but DC's all lobbyists and lawyers, so
A little bit different.
it's naturally like that.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, so I went to San Clemente High School. I sang in choir all 4 years of high school.
That makes sense.
And so actually a lot of the influence in my music comes from the choral thing. Harmonies, and, I don't know, different little tastes here and there.
So when you say harmonies, do you record your own harmonies as well, or do you get other people to do them for you?
Well, for the first record we did, I did the harmonies, and that came out pretty good. But for this last record we did, In My Shadow, I had the guys in my band sing the harmonies because we've been playing those songs live for so long. I wanted them to be a part of it on the
Good for you.
record too. So
Well, that's a lot to give up.
Really, you think?
I think for somebody that understands their tone,
Yeah.
when you bring somebody in to sing harmonies, you're messing with that sound that is you. So
Yeah.
it's changing it. I mean, naturally.
Yeah.
So-
I got lucky though. The keyboard player, Kyle Schaefer, he sang harmonies on some of the songs. My voice and his go well together.
Good.
We got lucky. It goes really well together. So
Yeah.
similar timbre, you know.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Does he have the same range too?
I'm not sure about that. I think I can sing higher.
Yeah. Does he like to get on the lower thirds or the?
He sings above me usually,
Good, man.
but
Challenging.
so maybe he can sing higher. I don't know, man. I never sat
We need
down
to
at a
find out.
keyboard and hey, who can sing higher?
So when did you pick up the guitar?
So when I was 13, my best friend Nathan Ortiz got a guitar for his birthday, electric guitar, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And I was like, I have to get a guitar. And my older brother, played guitar as well. So I was like, I need to play guitar. So I got my dad, and we went to Guitar Center, and he bought me like, a Mexican-made Fender Strat, and I started playing that thing, and gosh, I was terrible. I was so bad. For the first couple of years, like every time I'd pick up the instrument, my parents would be like, hey, like, can you go play in the other room? Like, So I actually gave up guitar for a while in high school, like when I was 15.
Were you taking lessons, or you just were trying to?
I was trying to do it myself, which is probably why it was so bad. But yeah, I took a break for like 2 years, and then
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah, I didn't play for like 2 years.
Was it because of that?
I don't know why. I think I got really frustrated that
Frustration.
I was not getting any better.
I can relate. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
took me 4 years.
Well, there's a
I
good
sucked
lesson.
for 4 years, and Hazem's my brother, and so I'm sure he could probably attest to it. It wasn't fun.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that you being
No?
bad. No,
I
unless
felt
it was before that. I wasn't listening.
I felt it like it was really annoying because it's just the left and the right they don't sync up
yeah,
for a while.
yep. See, I'm left-handed,
You are.
and I play right-handed guitar, so the right-hand technique was very hard for me to learn.
Right.
For whatever reason, like my strumming and my picking was
Yeah.
just awful. But anyway, so I gave it up for a couple years, and then in high school, I was like 17 years old, and somehow I got invited to the senior like backyard party, and there were all these bands playing, and they were terrible. They were so bad, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I can do way better than this.
That helped.
You know, so that was the moment when I was like, okay. And I'd been playing piano, I had been singing in choir. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick the guitar back up, and I'm gonna start a band. And that's when I started my first band in high school. We were called the Shrike.
When did you graduate high school?
2010.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My brother went to San Clemente High.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Michael Ellisbrew, he was on the football team. He graduated. It must have been 2012,
12.
3 years later.
Okay.
Than me. Yeah. So would have been just a year younger than you.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious. It's a pretty big school.
It's a really
right?
big
So,
school.
like,
I meet people today that are like, yeah, I had like English class with you, and I was like, I don't remember you.
Is it that big of a school?
I mean, I don't know how many thousand people, but
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
yeah.
my graduating class is like 700 something people. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
they're
big.
like, yeah, I graduated with you. I don't know you at all.
So before the guitar, you were playing piano.
Yeah, piano was kind of my first instrument. We had an old keyboard in our house, and somehow I just gravitated towards it.
And that was at a
And-
young age?
That was at a pretty young age, yeah. It was like 12 or maybe even younger, I don't know. Like, it was like 8th grade, so like 13, 14, I started playing piano. And immediately started writing.
Really?
Immediately. I just write. I love writing. It's my favorite part of music, is writing.
I can tell. I mean, so you on the piano, you start with the melody first, and you would sing too? Or was that just, or you were writing melodies?
No, so when I was playing piano, I wasn't even writing pop music. I was, or contemporary music. I
right.
was writing like just whatever came out. It was,
Cool.
I had some cool pieces. I wish I like recorded them because I want to hear them now. But, I was in choir, so I was listening to a lot of the classical stuff. So I was writing stuff kind of similar to that. No lyrics, nothing. Wasn't really singing over it yet. And then, so that definitely comes through in my music, I think, for sure. That
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I can hear that. When you're classically trained, it's a totally different level that you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Some people brag about, hey man, I'm self-taught, dude. I just feel it.
I just feel it.
Rehearsing
Do you
with those
believe them, though?
people, can you feel this? Or you can just tell them, hey man, we're playing in A minor. There are some guitar players that don't even know chords; they just know what they look like,
You're kidding me.
and they'll just play
Yeah.
along. Yeah, same thing with voice though. You're like, okay, can you sing a third above me? There's certain terminology that you learn along the way when you're
Oh, yeah.
classically trained. That's
Totally.
essential.
Yeah.
Do you get to use that influence on the classical training into your songwriting?
It just naturally comes out. I don't
Yeah.
know when I'm writing. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself classically trained.
Well, if you're taking 4 years of choir, though, there is.
Yeah,
So
some-
the vocal training, sure. Yeah. Guitar, I never took a lesson though, so I'm one of those guys.
Well, you know your chords, though. You know your chords.
It's not like, I mean, it doesn't sound like that at all. I mean,
I know my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know my scales and modes. I know all of that shit. I just I never had someone sit down and show it to me.
right.
I just figured it out, and then like later learned what it was called.
And
you know?
would you use YouTube primarily?
YouTube primarily. I mean, I can't tell you. I know all the keyboard shortcuts for YouTube, man. You know,
So do I.
it's like you watch like Stevie Ray Vaughan playing live, and then you watch him play a lick, and then you press K to pause, and then you press J to go
Slow
back 3
press,
seconds,
yeah.
and then you watch it again, and then you like those 3 keys on my laptop. That's broken now, but if you looked at those 2 keys, they're worn out. Hours and hours and hours of playing licks and
Stevie Ray Vaughan, man.
Yeah, you sound. I mean, you're heavily influenced, right, by Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, all the blues guys, yeah. So when I formed my first band in high school, I was like 17. I was doing pop stuff, rock stuff, whatever. I was really into John Mayer for a long time.
He's great.
And then my dad took me to see Johnny Lang, and I didn't even want to go. And he's like, Johnny, you're being an idiot. Like, come see Johnny Lang. Have you guys ever seen Johnny Lang?
No.
Okay, go see Johnny Lang, dude.
Okay.
So I got to sit right in front, like the stage was right at my chest, and Johnny Lang was playing guitar and singing right in front of me, and he was like basically sweating on me. And dude, it blew me away. I couldn't even believe it.
What kind of music is it?
He's like a blues artist,
Oh, okay.
but he's got a gospel influence, which is really cool. And he's just a great guitar player and an amazing singer, and his band was really good. And I'd never seen anything like that before, and that's what
Really?
inspired me to start playing blues.
Cool.
So from that moment on, I just dove into, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix, and
Such cool music.
I got really into a guy named Matt Schofield and Philip Sayce. Philip Sayce he's an LA guy.
Mm-hmm.
You should go see him if you ever get a chance. He's like, I would call him like the new Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like,
Really?
yeah, he's
Yeah, I
amazing.
saw a clip you had on YouTube. I think you mentioned him. You said Stevie Ray Vaughan. It was
Slash Philip Sayce.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he's so influenced by Stevie. But he gets the tone, man. He gets that Stevie Ray Vaughan tone.
Cool.
So good.
Yeah, it's
but-
very unique to him.
Yeah. Anyway, so
What do you like to cover for Stevie Ray?
I don't really cover Stevie Ray anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, music, your
Yeah.
interests shift, and lately my main influences have been grunge.
Sweet.
That's a cool
Yeah.
era. Such a cool era.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite, man.
Okay.
It's my favorite. Stone Temple Pilots is my favorite band.
Really?
Love
Yeah.
that band.
Cool.
And, I love Pearl Jam. And
Did you ever get the itch to audition
The
for
DeLeos,
band
man.
when they lost?
no, it happened kind of after or before I got into them
Okay.
a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but I saw them recently with their new singer, and
He's good.
He's good, man.
Wasn't he on?
He sounds like Scott a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on The Voice? Right, on The Voice or
He
America's
was in
Got
a lot.
Talent?
something. I think America's Got Talent, maybe.
Yeah.
One of those shows.
But the DeLeos are something else. Those
Dude.
two are just.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Who are you?
They're so underrated, don't you think?
Oh, way underrated.
Those
dude.
bass lines, man.
Especially
So
Dean.
melodic.
I think Dean is really underrated.
Oh, Dean
yeah.
is the most underrated, dude. That guy is freaking wicked, man.
There's this. They were on 95.5. I don't know if you saw it. Both of them on 95.5 KLOS. I'm gonna. The DJ. I forgot what the DJ is now. But he's from the Sex Pistols, and they were on there, and then He starts playing. Dean starts playing with the DJ, and it's something else.
Cool.
I listen to it like over and over.
Yeah.
His solo on "Tripping on a Soul" and "Favorite Heart."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
That's
well
good
done.
influence.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man.
It is.
What I really like about him is you can clearly hear the Zeppelin influence in his playing. With the like sharp 4 chords and stuff, like
Yes.
what am I hearing? It's the first chord in Trip on a Hole in Paper Heart. It happens
Right.
to be
Right.
the same chord in like Dancing Days, and they cover
Yeah.
Dancing Days.
They did.
Yes, they did.
So it's
yeah.
a huge Zeppelin influence too, which I love Zeppelin.
So ahead of their time, those guys.
Oh my gosh, we could talk about Zeppelin for the whole hour.
What's your favorite?
My favorite what?
Zeppelin song?
Oof, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I love all of it, but I think No Quarter is probably my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a tribute band called No Quarter.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Led Zeppelin tribute. So did it derail you at all when you started finding out about how Page used to like go to shows, or this is what they allege, that he'd go to shows purposely to steal riffs from certain bands and take it back.
Well, to get influenced, I guess. Right?
yeah, yeah.
Well, there's that whole, what is it, that band, Spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard, the
Oh,
Stairway to Heaven
yes,
thing? Have you heard it?
And they, it was exactly.
It's
like it.
exactly the same
Yeah.
thing. It just doesn't have the, the.
Just one chord.
It doesn't have the higher note
Yeah.
in it. But, you know, I was reading an article that made a really good point. It was saying that, you know, in the classical era, like, music was just sort of like ideas that were recycled. And it was more about how you arranged those ideas and put it all together. That was your genius.
Huh.
And so Page in that way is kind of like that. He draws from a lot of different styles. Maybe he rips off a riff here and there, but how he puts it all together is genius.
And it's his, yeah.
And it's his.
Right.
So like the Spirit song doesn't go into the, you know, down,
Right.
you know,
Uh-huh.
but, you know,
He
but
took it to a whole new level.
oh yeah, totally. So I don't know.
I think that's normal in the music industry, right? I
Yeah,
think
it's becoming-
everyone borrows from each other and then makes their own collage or
Yeah.
right.
Well, there's some sketchy shit though, because like you know, Plant was singing lyrics from like Willie Dixon and stuff, and Page was like, "Don't worry about it, man. Like, don't worry about it. We'll still record it." And they Willie Dixon's estate sued him, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
they won. So like,
so
yeah,
comes back I guess later on.
yeah, they got screwed, man. They had to pay out millions
Wow.
to Willie Dixon's estate and a bunch of other blues guys because they were ripping off lyrics.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I
Crazy.
really hope rock comes back, you know, just like the
Oh,
grunge era, even if it's
dude.
just for 2 years.
Oh no
you
no,
know?
no! It's on its way back, dude.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
oh yeah,
I feel it too.
it's on its way.
Because it's charting. Like some rock songs are on the charts.
So rock has been pretty much dead since like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, rock. There is rock out there that's pretty good, you know, and then there's a lot of metal that's like
That's
I don't know,
always
just like
there.
musical masturbation, you know, just like and like double kicks that are like a million kicks a minute or whatever. But like that doesn't do it for me. But you hear bands like Greta Van Fleet
Yeah.
who like just blew up overnight.
Love those guys.
I mean, yeah, they sound great.
Is that the Led Zeppelin sounding?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
exactly.
great.
And so, like, I also teach. Okay, so I teach.
All right.
I teach guitar and various other instruments, and like some of the younger kids that are learning guitar are like freaking crazy about Greta Van Fleet. So I'm thinking that the younger generation, are looking for a new sound to call their own, and I think it's gonna be rock and roll. That's my
Oh, that would be great.
guess.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, everything goes in.
Yeah. Well, rock went through the 70s cycle and then it hair metaled out.
Yeah.
You know, and then the 90s came back
Yeah.
with the grunge. And so we're due for another
It
rock and
is.
roll
We are due.
season, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to be in that season.
Well, from what we heard,
It's all about, it's hard work, but it's about being in the right place at the right time. So
Yeah.
when it happens and you're there, you know, and you're talented, and I think it'll just happen.
you're right, and you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get to rehearse with your band often?
We don't really rehearse much anymore.
Okay. You guys are already ready to go for sets.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing the songs that are on this record for over 2 years, so we know those back and forth, you know. When we're gonna do some new material, then we'll get together and go over it, or if we haven't played it together in a while. Like I took a 10-month break from gigging recently, just to clear my head and kind of reevaluate my life and my direction musically and everything. And so when we came back, it was like, okay, we need to rehearse. You know, it's been too long.
Do you guys do all the booking and the managing yourselves?
Yeah, for a while my father was managing us. He recently passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's been a tough few months, honestly.
When did it happen?
Fairly, like pretty recently, man. Like,
Sorry, man.
like three,
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
3.5 months ago or so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was
so
it expected?
huh?
Was it expected?
I mean, he had cancer and he went through a surgery and it was removed and he was cancer free for a while and then it came back and he was going to go under chemo treatment and he had been under chemo treatment before and been, gotten through it.
Yeah.
So we were expecting it to all be okay, but he went through chemo and it destroyed his immune system.
Oh my. Chemo
And-
did?
Chemo, man, yeah.
Yeah, so chemo apparently it attacks cancerous cells, but it also
everything else.
attacks your white blood cells.
Yeah.
So he got like 4 infections at the same time, and he ended up being in the ICU for like a week and a half, and I was with him, at his side like
That hurts, man.
every day, and then he eventually
Man,
just
I'm so sorry.
passed away.
But the fact
Yeah.
that he was managing you, I mean, he must have been really proud of you.
He was. He was my number one fan.
Yeah.
He was
So
at every
cool.
he was at every show, and he would scream. And his thing was my guitar was never loud enough. You know, that was his thing. He would always he's like, Johnny, turn that guitar up. And when I was younger, I used to do it, and the people in the front row would be like, oh gosh, and the sound guys would be like, no. And then I eventually learned not to listen to my dad when he would tell me to turn up the guitar.
He doesn't want to hear anyone else except you.
It's so true.
So as a manager, though, he would probably be heavily involved in the finances. So would he also insist that you get a bigger cut out of the band too, or was that a?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Venues don't like to pay bands these days. I mean, that's the hard part about being a musician. Especially a rock musician that's playing original music,
Right.
not on a major label.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
good luck, dude. I mean.
Yeah.
Unless that's original music, right? Most venues, at least in the Orange County area, they want cover bands, and they only care about how many people you can bring to the show.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a cover band that can bring 200 people to the show, because the 40-something moms in Newport want to relive their 20s again, then you can get paid pretty well. But if you're a band that's trying to make real art, it's not rewarded very much.
You're right.
What about LA? I mean, is that a market you ever looked into?
We've tried. That's actually I took a break for a while and just kind of reevaluated. We're looking to gig more in LA the next few months. So
Yeah, there are a few really good venues. Satellites. I don't know if you.
I've heard of the Satellite.
Satellite's a great venue.
Yeah,
Great sound.
I hear the Lucky Strike is really cool too.
Lucky Strike's good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, we actually just went on our first tour up to Reno,
Cool.
where I used to live, and Tahoe, and it was a short little tour. We just wanted to get our feet wet, pretty much, and it was a lot of fun, man. And people were really responsive, because it's down here, there's 10,000 bands, trying to get gigs in LA.
Yeah.
You go to Reno, man, they're like, dude, we want you to play.
Awesome.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's cool.
And
So-
it's all. So your music or for the band? I mean, do you bring all the songs to the band, or do you guys collaborate?
Yeah.
I know it's you.
Yeah,
your
no.
name.
So I write all of the songs,
Okay.
and then I'll bring the song to the band, and I'll have a general idea of how I want certain parts played, and sometimes I'll have a really specific idea in mind for how the drum beat is going to go or something. But for the most part, I let the band sort of bring their own flavor into it. They appreciate that,
Yeah.
and I find that more often than not, something magical happens. Where
But not for the bass player. They're usually worthless.
No, not true.
I'm a bass player, so I can say
okay.
it.
Worthless. Come on.
No, man. What was it? The song "Waiting on the Rain," "Waiting for the Rain" on my record. The bass line, man. He came up with it, and it's just simple, slide, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
have thought of it,
Yeah.
And he just
Right.
did it, and it made the song,
That's
so
the beauty
cool.
of the band,
Yeah, yeah, totally.
But those are rare. Those are.
What are you talking about, man?
It's only one. It's only on one song.
Like we were just talking about Stone Temple Pilots, and that's the best part that they have.
He
the
is,
bass.
dude. He is.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No. If every band could have somebody like Robert DeLeo on there, then.
Then you have Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, all the great bands have great basses.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
I always say that the bass player is the glue of the band. Because they have to tie together the rhythmic part of the drums
Yeah.
with the harmonic part of the other instruments.
Right.
True.
So it's if you have a bad bass player, it's you're not gonna sound good. And you won't. And most of the time, the audience will be listening, and they won't know why. They'll be like, the singer's pretty good, and that drummer's pretty good, but they just don't sound they're
Right.
not that great. Why? They don't know why.
Yeah.
And the answer is almost always the bass player sucks.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
You're right. They're either way too showy, not even caring about the rhythmic side, or they're just way too glued to the kick drum and not adding any color.
Right, exactly. And I've played with both sides. It's great to find someone who can do both.
Yeah, it's
Of
good
those
to
So
find
was
a
it
bass
easy finding your bandmates? I mean, are they from San Clemente also?
No. So I went to college at Cal State Long Beach, and that was where I met a lot of people.
Cool.
My drummer is from San Clemente.
Mm-hmm.
We actually went to high school together, and we never knew each other in high school.
That was
One of those.
my first question.
Yeah, we didn't know each other in high school at all. And then after we graduated, I was trying to form a new band, and I had this guy who was playing bass for me. He's like, dude, you got to get Caton to come play drums. And I didn't know who Caton was, but I went over to his house and we jammed, and I'll never forget. It was like magic, dude. We were just in sync from moment one. It was like I'd play something, and I wouldn't even have to tell him. He would just.
He knew it.
It was crazy, dude.
Amazing.
It's crazy. He's been my best friend ever since.
Very
So
cool.
me and him are really tight. The other guys, we've gone through few different bass players and
Telling you,
keyboard
man.
players, but
Those bass players, dude.
yeah, we're trying now because of the grunge influence. We're thinking about, because right now the band has standardly been, me on guitar and vocals, drums, bass, and organ.
Cool.
And so, but we're thinking now we want to try a second guitar. Instead of organ to do some of the grungy stuff, Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, I was
kinda-
gonna say, yeah.
Exactly. So, and Pearl Jam had 2 guitars, and even Nirvana at the end had 2 guitars. So,
Man, those bands, they're all gone. Except
Yeah.
Pearl Jam, of course.
yeah,
Pearl Jam's still here.
yeah,
It was a shocker, Chris Cornell, huh?
yeah,
Complete. I mean, still. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
yeah, man. I'm wearing the shirt
So cool.
today.
He's amazing.
I think he's my favorite, male rock vocalist.
Yeah.
Glenn Hughes is also amazing, but
Did you like Alice in Chains?
yeah, I do like Alice in Chains a lot.
Yeah. It's bluesy too, right? They have a.
Yeah.
nice-
It's interesting.
Yeah,
Every
big time.
grunge band has their own flavor.
Yeah.
I think Pearl Jam was the bluesiest.
Okay. Yeah.
Nirvana was the punk side.
Yep.
Stone Temple Pilots is kind of the classic rock side.
Uh-huh.
I would put Alice in Chains on the metal side.
Yes.
Interesting.
am I missing
I
anybody?
never thought
And
of it.
Soundgarden.
Oh, Soundgarden.
It's
They're on the
it's
prog
metal.
side, kind of.
Yeah.
With the weird time signatures and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, and how he could play those syncopated rhythms and sing completely different rhythms beyond me.
I don't know how he does it. How
Fell
he
on
did
Black Days. I mean,
Yeah.
The weird tunings.
Yeah. So since you got into blues, and you guys have so the new album is a grungy feel.
No.
Or is it
So
still-
this came out last year. This is still kind of like a bluesy thing.
Oh, okay.
But we have some new stuff we're working on right now.
who did the artwork? Looks pretty cool.
Chris Barber, based out of Long Beach, did the design, and then my friend Elizabeth Likas did the photos.
Great job.
Yeah, it looks great. It came out good. Thanks.
So when you do the lyrics with the blues music, do you put in bluesy lyrics on purpose?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
I mean, because it's kind of. I mean, do you like to be in that mood?
You know what's funny is I am the lead singer and I'm the songwriter, but I hardly ever listen to lyrics when I listen to music.
Yeah.
I almost never do.
Same.
Which is probably why my lyrics could use some work, but I try to sing about, I don't know, I like
Whatever
the
comes
spiritual side of it.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty spiritual person, so
Yeah, do you have a method? Like, how do you end up writing your own stuff? Like, what do you go through when you're writing?
I noodle around on the guitar until I get a cool riff that I like,
So that's okay, cool.
and then I'll go from there. I usually write the chorus first.
Get the hard part out of the way.
Well, the chorus is the main part of the song, right? So I'm super passionate about songwriting. It's the core of what I do. So the chorus is the main part of the song. It's the main message of the song. It's the part that's repeated, obviously.
Right.
So it needs to be very interesting, chorus. So I usually start with that because it's this is where this is
where
the
we're going.
song,
Okay,
right? The
gotcha.
chorus is the song.
Yeah.
And then you got to come up with verses that will lead the listener into the chorus in a way that's interesting and not boring.
True.
I find I have written songs where I write the verse first, and they're harder for me. For whatever reason, I don't know. Everyone
Yeah.
has a different method. That's what works for me. And then I'll kind of hum along as I'm doing a riff, and then the lyrics are always last. I try to make the lyrics match the
Right.
vibe of the song. And I've talked to people who write lyrics first, and they try to make the music
Fit the
match the
words.
vibe of the
Yeah.
words.
That's tough.
And I can't do that. That's
Yeah.
not my thing. No, can't do it.
Same. Yeah, melody first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Sounds more natural
Yeah.
for melody to come, and then you feel it, and then
Right.
whatever it feels like comes out.
Comes out.
Yeah.
I find I don't even have to think about it sometimes. It's like I'll just be humming and then like a word will come out,
Mm-hmm.
or feel like a line. I'm like, oh, that's the line, and then I'll write around that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Are you ever scared that a song you make sounds very familiar to something that's already out there?
Well, I could tell you a funny story. So when we were doing my first record, I had I had a song on there, and I had this bridge that was like, I loved it. I was like, man, I love that bridge, but it sounds really familiar. And
It was Spirit.
yeah, I ripped it off from Spirit. No, so I like went through every single song on my iTunes library, which
Just to
this
make
was
sure.
this is like 2012 or 13, so it's like
Yeah.
back when people actually still downloaded music. So I went through every song and I couldn't find what I thought it was. And I was like, I guess it's original.
Yeah.
and so we were like almost ready to put out the record, and then I was driving and I had a shuffle on and I was listening to this song and it didn't sound anything like the bridge part of my song, and then the bridge came.
You sound exactly.
It was exactly the same. Exactly. I think everyone does that,
Yeah,
from time to time.
I've always wondered about that. 'Cause I feel like that's something that would happen to me a
Yeah,
lot, where
I mean,
you
you
try
have
and write
so
something
much-
original. Yeah, because you're always listening to music and you're not paying attention. It's kind of stuck in your
Yeah,
subconscious.
exactly.
Oh man.
You're humming it. It's in your
Yeah,
head. and
right,
then-
right. Look
Mhm.
at this cool song I just came up with. Like, yeah.
Well,
I
speaking of the songs,
recently did it again. I wrote the most badass rock song I've ever written.
Mhm.
I love it. It's so awesome. And then same thing. I was shuffling, and
You
it
heard
was
it.
so. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was too close. And I was like,
It's like
fuck.
Vanilla Ice Queen, like kind of situation. Like
Yeah.
too close.
Yeah. I mean, it was too close.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a bummer. It's a
Yeah,
bummer when that
that
happens because.
hurts.
Well, the listeners are going to be very curious as to what those two songs are.
Okay. Well, one of them is the original. The other one is "Living on a Dream" by Archangels.
Okay.
All right, cool.
"Living on a Dream," "Living in a Dream," something like that. Yeah, great song.
And when you guys play, where do you usually play?
We play at various bars, and like we play at the Coach House sometimes in San Juan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find like a certain type of venue is like more fun to play at than other places? I mean, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be
Totally.
the case.
Totally. Yeah, there's a couple venues like there's a venue called the Canyon Club up in Agora Hills, really far, but we've opened for a few acts there. That's a fun place. They also own a theater in Beverly Hills called the Saban. We played there before. We opened for
Oh, yeah,
Robin
I saw that.
Robin Trower there. That was an awesome gig,
It's a
dude.
big. Is it a big venue?
It's a big like concert hall, like
Yeah,
a
'cause you look
traditional,
far
like
away.
with the molding and everything.
Yeah.
And there were like 3,000 people there. It was like,
Oh, okay.
whew.
It felt
it was,
big.
It was fun.
Cool.
That was
man.
a good gig.
Yeah. What's the biggest audience you played to?
I think that might be the biggest.
12,000?
No, 3.
3,000?
Three.
Still though.
Dude, yes. No, 3 is incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome. It
Wow.
was fun.
Did you? Is it a different energy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Did you get nervous?
Yeah, I was fucking nervous.
So are you nervous like the whole way through? Or is it kind of like as soon as you get started, you're
But
fine?
like, were you nervous as like being here, like performing for us? Because we know we're like,
See, I've always wondered.
Yeah,
is this
we're
like
very intimidated.
I was gonna ask, is this an intimidating environment? You walk into a place you've never been to, and you have 3 guys grilling you about your life and your art.
At least I know the answers to the questions.
Fair enough. Right, you can't be like,
What's my name?
Good answer.
Yeah, that's funny. No, so I get nervous, but that's why I know like this is what I was made to do. Is because like after the first 30 seconds of nerves, I really feel like I'm
Locked
here,
in.
and this is what I'm here to do, and this is what I know how to do, and this is why I'm here. Like, so
love it.
It's
Well,
great.
Well, we'd love to hear what you're born to do, man.
Oh, great.
yes.
Yeah,
We think
I talked it up now.
Well, how about this?
And you're
I
great
mean,
live. You're really good live. I'll listen
Thanks.
to it on YouTube.
We'd love to hear something off the album because we'd
Okay.
like to help promote
Sure.
the album. But then we're really curious as to how your music has evolved. So maybe something that
Sure.
you've written since then.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I'll play a song called Turn the Key. It's on the record. I can see the sun is shining, shining down on me. I can feel the earth moving underneath my feet, singing, oh, look out on that old horizon, stretching out for miles. The scales are falling off my eyes, and oh, it makes me smile, singing, oh, turn the key, open me, set me free to believe. I see it in a helping hand, reaching out to give. I see it in a wounded soul, willing to forgive, singing, turn the key, open me, set me free to believe.
That's a great one.
We're not as loud as the 3,000 people, man, but gosh, incredible.
Wow. I really
That's
think
great,
that one.
man.
Yeah, it's
Thanks.
great music.
It's a little
Yeah.
weird. It was a little different on acoustic, you know.
Dude, but that solo, I mean, on your own, very impressive, man.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
And your voice. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's an album I'll pick up. No, really.
sure.
It's the type of music I listen
Yeah,
to. It's
man.
Great music.
Yeah, I think you like it.
What's the website?
Just JohnnyOskam.com.
Easy enough.
Yeah, well,
There's only one.
Yeah.
There's only one
That's
of me.
the good thing about having a unique name. right?
That is true. You know, I have some friends. They're like, man, they're trying to name their band, and they came up with so many different names, and they're like, dude, every name is taken these days.
Yeah.
You look on Spotify nowadays, like the artists that are like big, all have like exclamation points and like colons and stuff in their name,
That's
or like
hilarious.
no vowel like
kinda like-
letters.
No
like
vowels.
the SoundCloud rapper style where you just do like XXX, like, and then whatever your thing is.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, is there? Do you have any social media accounts you want to plug? I mean, are you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on all of those things.
Great.
MySpace?
We'll just
It's
Google
It's all just my name. It's all just my
Makes
name.
it easy.
I hardly post anything. I'm
Yeah.
honestly sick of the whole social media thing. Like,
Amen.
I think there needs to be a new way of communicating
I
with
think that,
artists.
that has to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like I see it all the time. People are like living their lives thinking about what would look good on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's affecting their whole life. Like they're like, instead of enjoying the moment, they're like, this would be great on Instagram so I could get 60 likes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit?
Aim lower.
Very
It's
true.
Dopamine.
12 likes.
12 is good.
That's my game.
That includes family and
I'm a
friends.
digital marketer, so I learned not to even care whether it has 0 likes, 1 like. I mean, none of it matters to me anymore.
Especially since you know that even though you get 0 likes, there were probably 100 people that liked it but just chose not to put likes.
Well, the funny thing is, you know how Twitter gives you all these impressions, right? Because you can get 1,000 impressions or even likes and retweets. Less than 0.01% even clicked and read it or listened to it. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Yeah. People just like and retweet and share without even really reading it.
Well, hopefully you everybody listening will retweet our podcast because
Yeah,
we're totally stoked about
it
this
is
one,
a
man.
way that people.
It is.
It is a way that people discover things. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
You know?
Well, and, I mean, the whole purpose of what we're doing here is so when people listen to you, they can come here and figure out a little bit behind the scenes stuff. You know, they get
Yeah.
to know you as a person.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, you opened up a lot to us, man. We truly appreciate
Yes,
that.
great
And,
episode, man.
You know, we're very
Yeah.
sorry
And
about
plus-
your
Thanks
loss.
for having me.
And plus, technically, I've said this before on other episodes, is that it helps. I mean, being on this show and then having your social media and your website associated with the show, and being on Apple and being on Google actually helps your site out. So when people go searching for that type of music or go searching for you, you'll rank up there.
Right.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we need to wrap it up here. Why don't you go ahead?
Or one more song.
Play us one more
Sure.
song. We'll call
Yeah.
it a day.
Cool.
So once again, thank you all for listening to Granted Radio, and we will catch you again next Sunday.
Little child, you want to know me, but you run away. I'll be here waiting for the day. In the wild, you want to show me that you know the way, but listen to the words I say. When you gonna let me take you from this place? The peace child, you're scared to give me all your dreams and hopes. Scared to lose all that you know. When you gonna let me take you from this place? The peace I give could never be replaced. When you gonna trust me? I'm kinder than you know. I'll take you home if you let go. Little child, you want to know me, but you run away. When you gonna let me take you from this place? The peace I give could never be replaced. When you gonna trust me? I'm kinder than you know. I'll take you home if you let go.
Beautiful, man.
Johnny Oskam, everyone.
Amazing.
Thank you for
Amazing.
joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.